Howdy, hey, hello, it's McKenna, and this is Munch and Mingle. I'm so glad to be back. I'm so glad to be here in this space. I've missed it, and we've got a lot to talk about. Before we get into everything that has happened this past 3 months, I would like to thank today's sponsor, which is BetterHelp. You guys, I love BetterHelp. I use BetterHelp, and I'm so excited to have them partnering with me today. With everything that's going on in social media, the news, and even just your own home, we tend to carry quite a bit. With my social media detox, I was made aware, and you will see here, just how much I was shoving things down or away. And not only was it taking a toll on me, but my family. Having a place to talk through the things that I've been feeling and also maybe that I'm not seeing has been such a huge blessing for everyone in my house, and I have to give that to BetterHelp. BetterHelp is a platform that makes finding a therapist easier because not only is it online, it's remote. They've not only made it so easy and accessible, but affordable to get therapy. So even in my crazy routine of being a full-time wife, mom, and podcaster, I'm able to jump onto a session with my therapist without ever leaving my home and get the help that I need to continue on through all of life's highs and lows. So don't wait before it's too late. Follow the link that I put in my description box below, and it's going to take you right where to sign up and get matched with a therapist. And while going through my link, you're going to get 10% off your first month, which is great. BetterHelp, that's HELP. Take the time to take care of yourself so you are able to give of your best self to everyone else in your life. And again, thank you, BetterHelp, for sponsoring today's episode. Oh, my goodness, you guys. It's like getting back into the groove of things. So today our munchie, oh, it's so good. It's a nothing bundt cake, and it's their little lemon Bundty. I don't know why. I have and probably never will make a bundt cake as good as nothing bundt cakes. And they're just so tiny, but the frosting's just so perfect. We have one right down the road from us, and it is a problem. Today was definitely a bundt cake day. Honestly, I really wasn't planning on airing an episode today. When I was looking at the calendar originally for when I was going to be coming back, I saw that today was going to be 9/11. And I don't know, I just was like, I don't have anything to say. It's a pretty impactful day. How could I share anything, or do I want to talk about the detox? However, we actually have had a cool update since I made this plan to put an episode up tomorrow. Decided, you know what? I guess today would be the proper day to talk about it, just with the big changes that have been going on in our life. And it's Monday. It just doesn't feel right on Monday without Munch and Mingle. How'd y'all's summer go? I hope it was a good one. If you did, in fact, do a social media detox, whether for one day or the full 100, let me know how it went. Email me. You guys know my email, munchandminglepodcast@gmail.com. I want to hear about your experiences. I want to hear if you enjoyed having a break or not. Tell me. And I think it would be a great place to share kind of what you did, how you got through, things you've learned, because as we know, you don't just have to do a social media detox in the summer. Maybe you need to do it through the winter. Maybe who knows what's going on in your life and you're just like, I need to just take a break. So I would love to have a place where people could come back and be like, hey, what did they do? Or I want to do it now. How is this relevant? Over the summer, Munch and Mingle hit 5,000 downloads, which is incredible. Thank you. Just thank you so much for sticking around and for being here, for following and subscribing to the show. It means so much to me. And from the bottom of my heart, I just really can't even say how grateful I am for you all in this community, and hope you feel that gratitude. If you haven't already, please be willing to rate and review this show. This does help. In August, I decided to go actually try to be a real podcasting host and look up stats and look up what things you can do to help your podcast. It's a little double-edged sword. I want people to know about Munch and Mingle, and when you do rate and review it, that does help, I guess, the algorithm. When people are searching for it, it becomes one of the top results. But I also love this little community, and I don't want it to ever become so much that I forget the main passion. If you have anything that has touched you through this podcast that you feel would be great for other people to know about it when they see the show and what is this all about? I definitely would appreciate it. What happened this summer? Oh my goodness. Before we talk about that, I do want to reflect on the main purpose of today and the main reason I wanted to get an episode out about today. 9/11. Half of this audience is older than me and the other half is younger. So the older half, myself included, I feel we pretty have like a vivid memory of what happened on this day 22 years ago. I was 6. Not that I really knew what was going on. I just remember watching my dad watch it on the news as he was getting ready for work. And I remember looking at the TV going like, what just happened? The other half, that younger half, might vaguely remember it or remember what their family members and friends have told them. That it might not really have any core memory inside them for that. But this day has always been very poignant to me and very sacred. For me, my brain has a really hard time coping with people in pain or losing their lives. It's something that as I've grown up, I have just tried to like push it away because I can't think about it too long because it's as if my brain is trying to be like, well, wait, why did that happen? You know, and sometimes there are just going to be things in this life that we don't really understand why they happen or whatnot. As I've gotten older, I've definitely tried to take a new approach to it, approach to hard things, but especially in this case, this tragic moment of our history, of our lives. And so whatever you're doing right now, I encourage you just to take a moment and just say a prayer or just have a little silent minute to remember, even if you don't know everything or how it happens, I'm sure you've heard about it in some way. Remember the people who did lose their lives unexpectedly, who may have just gotten on a plane to go home or to go to another work trip, but especially the first responders who willingly, and this is just something I can never get out of my head, that picture of, if you see videos of firemen running into these burning twin towers, running up those stairwells, and it then ultimately collapsing and taking their lives. They sacrificed their own lives for other people. And that is incredible to me. This day will also have another new meaning in our home. Britton started his new job today. And what is it? Britton is going to be a firefighter. And I don't know about you, but when a lot of you who do know Britton personally, when you hear that, it's just like, it clicks. Like, yes. That is Britton Hogan, a first responder. That is just who he is in his nature. That is for sure someone who, if I'm ever in a moment of crisis, like I know I'm biased, but I know a lot of you feel this way too, that he is a person you want around in a crisis. He is able to bring a calmness and a certain gentleness to very traumatic moments. The journey to this point has been a little chaotic, and it was just so fitting that I was like, oh my gosh, you are legit starting the fire academy on September 11th. I talked to him this morning and he said, yeah, we got to the academy. We watched a video on 9/11 and then we proceeded to go run 100 flights of stairs in full out, like their fireman gear. I was like, wow, they are just throwing you right in. But even he said, he's like, you know, not only am I going to look at 9/11 in a different way, but being a firefighter just changed already. Day one. And he's got to do this for 10 weeks, y'all. We did not know what was going to happen with Britton. Him choosing to be a firefighter, it's crazy how it happened. He got done with football and, you know, I'm really grateful. His mom has always told him football was never the destination. It was a path to what the destination is. And that helped a lot of us because obviously no phone calls came. And it was like, wow, wait, why not? But it's all right because we kind of knew, like, you never know. He could still get a call. Apparently no new long snappers were signed, like not one. Every team stuck with their old snapper, which is fine. That's the beauty about being a long snapper. There's a very low turnover rate, but it kind of just helped us be like, okay, we can move forward. But then it was like, well, what are we moving forward with? What do we do? He wanted to do something with medical. That's always been there. But we would start like on a path like, okay, you're going to go to nursing school or you're going to do this, something with medical. And then it's like you would almost get there and then everything would fall apart. I know you guys have felt that before. And that's what kept happening to us. In June, we were feeling pretty hopeless. And just like in the dark trenches of what are we doing? We do not know where we are going. And I want to specifically talk about this little moment because I want it to give hope to anyone who may feel like they are in the trenches of hopelessness or darkness right now. Me and Britton have been there. We just got out of it. Like as of 2 weeks ago, he finally had an offer. But getting there was just the insane part. We felt for the past 3 months that we were so unsure about what we were doing, and it really did feel like we weren't being heard. But we both learned that for your testimony of anything good, of any miracle, it really only comes through the test of the hard and the bad times before it. So don't give up. Sometimes you're going to have to sit in the suck. That has become my new phrase that I've been saying, not just for this experience, but there have been so many times that I've been like, oh my gosh, like I'm just going to have to sit here. I'm going to have to sit in this hard time. But now looking back, I have witnessed that the very God I believe in was sitting right there by me. That is why that phrase is now so poignant to me, because I know I'm not sitting in that hard time alone. He never left our side. I truly see that certain things had to happen before the miracle took place. He knows I had to relearn that. So learn from my mistake as you go through your hard time, that you can have optimism and you can have faith in that moment of, it might just be you're waiting and nothing's happening, because that's what it was for us. Now looking back, there were so many things happening that I just didn't see. And that's usually what's happening is Heavenly Father is not going to take away the agency of other people, the timing of certain things. So you just have to wait and know He's right there with you. He is not just leaving you being like, I'll catch you on the brighter side of this. No, He is in that hard time, that dark time with you. Just trust that it's all coming together. Britton was going to do nursing. Nothing was panning out. We finally heard that someone had said, hey, why don't you think about, you look like a firefighter. Why don't you think about doing firefighting? A lot of times you can get a lot of medical school done by being a firefighter, which the ironic thing, Britton has been told that his whole life. He has always been told, have you thought about being a firefighter? So it just kind of like clicked when he finally heard it going through all this, like, oh my gosh, yeah. By doing firefighting, the original plan was, I'll just do it and then I can get through my nursing school. But the more and more he's gone through it, he loves this. I mean, he just started the academy today. He won't officially be a firefighter till like November, but already there are so many aspects that he loves of it. And I think he's going to start paramedic school. That's what he's now leaning more towards. Like he wants to still be on the scenes with the firefighters, but he's loving the idea. He's like, if I could be an advanced paramedic, and he's like, total dream would be like a life flight nurse. So it might get there. We don't know. And I think that's the beauty of life. Sometimes it just changes. Just go with the direction. And if it needs to change, it will. That is Brit. That's where our life is. But now the detox. Whew. This round was life changing. That is for sure. The first round being last year, I was just trying to get used to not having social media. But this time around, I already knew how that felt. So instead, I was just like, okay, what is, I really thought going in, this is going to be a piece of cake. Oh no. I was open to so many things, especially things that I had been distracting myself from. That became the very like eye-opening part, was real things, real emotions, real lessons that I was just foregoing because I was like, nope, I don't want to focus on that. I'm just going to distract myself, put the blinders on that are social media. And sure, yeah, I guess I could say I had a relatively normal year from last year's detox to this year's. But what did I gain from that? Honestly, I don't know. But in these 3 months, I'm like, I feel like I've become a new person because of how much I've actually, had to go through, because I haven't been able to distract myself from it. I know a lot of my family and friends here had heard mouthfuls of this multiple times. I definitely called a lot of people in the month of June. I talked to a lot of people, and it was mostly filled with tears because I was being made aware of how much I had been running from things and was actually having to face it head on now. But again, so glad it happened because it got me to a point of complete, is overwhelmingness. Is that a word? Let's just say I was so overwhelmed. I was completely depleted, if that makes sense. And I even remember Ginger was so worried about me. She was like calling my family on my behalf, even though they all knew, but she was like, are we sure McKenna's okay? Like, this is bad. Because it honestly, you guys, I kept saying, I feel like I'm getting punched left and right. Then there's like an uppercut, a gut punch. There was just so many things. And it felt like day after day, and everyone was seeing it. It just felt like I could not get a break. It was about the middle of June. I was crying to my mom. And I just was like, I can't do this. Like, what the heck? I was all gung-ho about doing this detox. And I know I'm supposed to be doing it, but why is all this crap happening? And she said something I'll never forget. McKenna, this state, this place you are in, where you are completely overwhelmed and you feel like you have nothing left to give, is so good. Because now you truly can surrender to the Lord and His will. You have nothing left to put up against Him. Oh, guys, it was not easy to hear in that moment, that is for sure. But after that phone call, I just prayed. I was on my bed. I think I just fell onto the bed and I was just sobbing into my comforter, but through like muffling my prayer. And I just asked Him, I said, okay, I have nothing left. I give everything to you. Take with it what you will and help me get where you need me to get. And He did. It was not right away. No. Oh my gosh, no. But day by day, certain things would come along. It's as if I was like able to start recognizing what it was much quicker, and I was not as affected by it as I had been before. I was able to take an experience, and I was really quick to diagnose, or at least dissect, I should say, the good, and then just chuck the bad away. I don't know. That's the only way I can explain it, because there were definitely more teachable moments. There were definitely more, oh my gosh, there were even some worse trials after this moment. But I felt like my reaction time, I was way more connected with Heavenly Father. Still a lot of tears, but that's good, guys. I realize this. Crying is good because it always brings you right back down to that level. Like, okay, here we are again. I felt like I was able to, hey, okay, here's what you're needing me to get, right? Okay, I can take that. And then I can like move on from it. It's insane. June was just the big awareness of how much I was using social media as a distractor from life. And the truth is, no matter when you step away from something that is distracting you, or better yet, subtracting you from real life, it's going to be a big kick to the face. It's a withdrawal symptom. It is. So when you try to come back to reality, it's going to be hard. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't do it, because I just realized the longer you wait, it's just a bigger kick to the face. So just realize that, and just realize the other side of it is just so great. I just realized now how much, well, really, I don't need social media to live my life effectively. Big things I was able to take away from these past 3 months. Remember how I picked a word to label this summer? It was restorative. Well, in August, I had ended up just doing a bigger, deeper study on the word restore. And I actually was shocked because the definition now hit home so much more than before. I swear I defined it and did a study like this at the beginning. But of course, you put some experiences and life behind it, it's going to come at you with some more meaning. Hence why we journal, people. Don't forget that, okay? The definition of restore. You know how they have like multiple definitions. So these were the top 3. To bring back into existence or use, to bring back to an original state, or to put someone back in a former position. Here's how my 3 months played out. June very much was coming back into reality, or should I say existence. I was so preoccupied with how I was coming off in my posts or my stories on social media that real life was literally walking right past me, and I had no idea. So June was, oh my gosh, like I've been missing all this. The big one was, oh my goodness, I've been missing my children grow up. And in a weird way, it's like, well, wait, I was taking videos of them or pictures of them, and they were on my story, and so I can have them on my highlights. I have the best excuses, y'all. But it's just like, oh my gosh, I have been missing what's right in front of me. So that was that first part of the definition. Check. July, after what was the refiner of June, I really tried to focus on self-love. June was such a good learning month to open my eyes to see what I really had been doing. However, I quickly turned on myself. By the beginning of July, I was just feeling ashamed, worthless, incompetent, and weak because that's just what I tend to do. If something's wrong, I'm very quick to judge myself. Like, why could you not get this down? So even though I was learning all this stuff, it's like, wow, Satan just jumps right back in. Like, well, you should have really known that. Like, this is embarrassing, McKenna. It's bad, y'all. So I knew this was not going to get me anywhere. I was like, well, what am I going to do? I really honed in on the things I love about myself, my passions, my strengths. I actually made, I'll say it like a bucket list. It was a challenge more of 14 things that I had to do over the span of 14 days to really increase my love. I don't know why the 14 came up. It was incredible. I need to bring that out at Valentine's Day because that was perfect. But it's as if I was bringing myself back to my original state, like the definition says. It was like I was bringing back to the person Heavenly Father created and who I was really meant to be. I loved July. July was just the balm to my wounded soul that I needed. And lastly, August. I really wanted to make sure I was giving back to the most important relationships in my life. I cannot do this life alone. And even though without social media, I still had very crucial, big relationships in my life to give to that I wanted to be a part of. And my cup was overflowing. That's something I actually learned in therapy. Yes, I started therapy this summer and it has been incredible. Highly recommend it. Even if you think you don't need it, you do. So she had, Mary, my therapist, had said, McKenna, she really had helped me trying to focus and be like, you need to fill up your cup before you can fill into anyone else's. And that's what July was. So then in August, I was like overflowing. So it was like, okay, I want to overflow into my relationships. And that was probably one of the most rewarding and fulfilling parts of this whole detox. There is something about cultivating a relationship through real, intentional relationship builders, not the digital generic builders. And what I mean by that is when, if someone comments on a photo or your story, it's like you're conversing, right? But when you have a real conversation over a phone call, a text thread, or better yet, in person, I have and did come away feeling so much more fulfilled than I ever was on social media. It was so easy to forget social media because I was doing this. I pretty much was doing this all summer. But August, I really was like so intentional. So it was great. And it's as if, by me intentionally and realistically building my relationship with others, it's as if I was putting them back into their appropriate place in my life. Do you guys see? That's why I was like, when I came away with these definitions, I was like, oh my gosh, how did that word just fit in so perfectly? I'm telling you, you have to have a word when you do a detox and you will just, it's incredible. So it has been 100 days since I've been on social media. And as of today, as I'm recording this, I still haven't been back on social media. Now, I probably will, to go post about this episode, but I'm hesitant. I really am, because I have loved being able to just live life and not worry about my social media appearance. Even now, being off social media and going through the 3 months, I still feel the normal highs and lows of life. There's actually a big one, a big recent change in our life, not just, the job with Britt and everything, which is full on. We've had a lot going on, but another big reason, we found out that I am pregnant. Number 3, baby. And I know there are some people out there who are going to be screaming right now because I did not tell them. I have tried, you guys. It's different. If you've had 3 kids, you understand, but something's different about this one. It's just like, oh yeah, I guess I'm pregnant. And I'm so happy. Like, me and Britton are so, so excited. our family's so excited. It's just different. Like, oh, okay. And then that's it. And that sounds so harsh, but anyway. So to those people who are screaming at me right now, I'm so sorry. I love you. I want you to know. But the whole reason I'm still only in my first trimester. Okay. It's not like I'm giving birth anytime soon. I know some people are taboo about talking about it, being pregnant too early, but here's the truth. If anything happens, heaven forbid, I will be talking to you guys about it. And I want you to be a part of this with me, but I also need you to know, there might be a little bit more episode breaks, at least just through this first trimester, hopefully assuming everything goes well with the next two. Everything right now, we got checked out before we even got pregnant. Everything, I'm healthy. I'm able, at least from what the doctor was saying, like you're able to, what we're seeing, to maintain a healthy pregnancy. And as of right now, everything's good. I have my appointment, official one, this week. So we'll see, and we will just keep praying, and any prayers, thank you on our behalf. I appreciate so much, but, we do have to just watch it. We have to make sure I am going to be treated like a high risk pregnancy, regardless, just because of what everything happened with Bo. We are shooting for a VBAC, which I hope will happen. If not, I'm okay. I will adapt, but I really am trying to rest. As you guys know, I did not do that well with my first two. And looking back, I feel guilty because I feel like there were a lot of things that happened because I wouldn't rest. So this is me trying to do that. I already recorded the episode technically for this week, but I hadn't edited it. And I have just been feeling so tired. That is a big thing this pregnancy. The fatigue. Oh my goodness. The bone crushing fatigue that does come with pregnancy is so much. And so that is why I was like, I just got to get on one shot, film the episode, get it out there, because as of right now, it's hard. It's very hard. And I've got the two little boys at home. Britt's gone the 4 days a week. So it's just a new switch, and I'm just trying to work through it. So I'm wanting to be very transparent with you guys. We will see how the rest of this goes. And I want to do a more full-on episode as, this pregnancy really gets rolling, as I can get into the second trimester bliss that we all know and love. But as for right now, I'm going to try to shoot for every other week. Okay. Just to get me through the first trimester. If I feel better, I'll go every week if I can, but we'll just see how this goes, and I will just keep you guys informed. Okay. But other than that, yeah, pregnancy is going good. I feel like the morning sickness is pretty manageable this time around. And in the sense of like, if I consistently eat throughout the day, I'm pretty okay. However, it's the fatigue. I get very lightheaded. So here's what happens. If I'm really tired, which seems to be happening a lot right now, it's harder for me to get up to go make myself something to eat, which then in turn makes me feel more nauseous. And then if I'm feeling nauseous / super tired, I can barely stand up, because then I'm feeling lightheaded. So like this morning, I was so tired, didn't get out of bed on time. So I was already past, I hadn't eaten all the night. So then my body was like, hey, we're starting to feel really sick. And it just like amplifies it up. Then I get up and now I'm feeling lightheaded. So it's harder now to even make food. It's a whole thing, you guys. And again, super blessed. I'm super grateful. It's just, like I said, I'm just telling you, here's what's going on. So just bear with me. If we don't get an episode out every week, just know it will be coming. Other than that is our life right now. It's exciting. We are just taking it every day as we go. I'm still crying just because every day hits a new thing. But again, I'm grateful. I'm grateful to be living life truly as it's intended. And that's probably another reason why it's harder for me to get onto social media right now. Because I want to just stay in this this moment of you're just living normal life. And it's just so nice. I don't have any pre-assumed expectations, because I know me, I'm going to go start looking at other people with 3 kids and how are they doing it and why do they look so great? I can barely put my hair up. I'm so tired, so weak. And I don't want to do that. It's just been so nice to not do that. So thank you so much for getting through this episode. Oh, and if you need some motivational reads, I did read that one book I was telling you about during the summer, Find Your People by Jenny Allen. 1000% recommend, especially if you're wanting to reconnect with those around you and really make the core connections around you count. And if you are thinking about taking a break from social media or just want some more guided info, I also read Digital Minimalism by Cal Newport. And that is must read. It will just blow your mind. Probably gives some reason as to why I've had my weird thing with social media getting back on. But it's so good. It's been so good. So I've missed you guys so much. Thank you for being here. Excited for the rest of this year. I got more information on our service project. I'll probably start talking more about it heavily in October, and it's going to be great. But I love you all so much. I hope you have a great week, and we will talk to you next time. Bye.